So in the last lesson, we looked at the kind of overall geography of Gaul. And so in this lesson, Caesar's introducing us to, I guess they're the Helvetian leaders. So he's putting like names and faces to the people that the Romans should consider to be their enemies. Okay, so the first dude that we meet is this guy named Orgetorix. Remember how yesterday we talked about like who has Virtus and who doesn't have Virtus and all of that? Okay, so he gives examples of all these people for you to kind of determine, like, do they have Virtus, do they not? Okay, so kind of keep that in the back of your deal. So Orgetorix is our subject here. So Orgetorix was, right? Okay, then this longe is an adverb. So he was by far, and then you got these two adjectives that describe Orgetorix. So what are the two adjectives? Yeah, the most noble and the wealthiest among the Helvetians. Okay, so he uses these superlative adjectives here, right? To describe, like, just how, like, he was the biggest, baddest thing the Helvetians had ever seen. Okay? Well, that's what you got to figure out. He's going to make some leadership decisions that are going to make you go, Okay, so then in this next sentence, what's my subject? He. See this is right here? That's one of those words that is ai id, way back from Latin 1, that you kind of go, what is that? Yeah. Okay, so he, then I go, where's my verb? Okay, fecit and persuasit. Okay, so what is all this jazz up here?
Describing
Okay, so we got some ablatives here, right?
the consuls at the time.
Well, we got an ablative absolute here, right? So, but there's no, like, participle with that ablative absolute. You see that? So what do you have to stick in there?
The consuls
Being, yeah. With Marcus Messala and Marcus Piso being the consuls, right? So you're exactly right that it's telling us what year this was. Okay, remember, because the consuls changed every year, and so they told the year by the name of the consuls. Okay, which happens to be 61 BC.
Can you repeat the first part of this?
So in this next part, we got this regni. What case is regni? Genitive. Okay, and this is ablative, right? What's this inductus? Yeah, it's a PPP, right? And it's what case? Nominative. So it's describing Orgetorix. Yeah, it's describing Orgetorix. Okay, and then we got coniurationem, which is accusative, right? And nobilitatis, which is genitive. Okay, so I would start with the nominative, right? So you're going to say, like, he, having been drawn in by the desire of a kingdom. Okay, how do I know this is kingdom and not kings? Okay.
In the book it said like king shit.
Yeah. So if you look at this, so Rex Regis is king. Okay, and then Regnum is kingdom. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, that in is what tells me that it's kingdom and not king.
Isn't it Regnus E?
No, it's Regnum E. It's neuter.
No, isn't. What's queen?
Regina. Yeah.
Regina.
Yeah. Okay, so we got having been drawn in by the desire of a kingdom. So if you think about it, the tribes of Gaul had traditionally been ruled by kings, but by Caesar's time, only the northern tribes were still governed by kings. The central and the southern part of Gaul had devolved into oligarchies. What's an oligarchy? Ruled by a few. So who was ruling? Like noble families, right? So the noble families kind of ran the towns with like they appointed their own magistrates kind of from within their families to rule every year. However, you know, Ambiorix and his ambition, right, sometimes attempted to kind of seize power for himself. So he saw an opportunity to kind of take power from the noble families, right? And so he's going to try to figure out how to do it. So think about back to our question, does that show Weirtus? Does ambition like that show Weirtus?
Ambition shows weird too.
Maybe, right? If it turns out well for him, right? Okay. So keep that in your brain. Okay. So he made, right, a conspiracy. That's what coniurationem is. He made a conspiracy of the nobility. So he told them what his plan was going to be. And, okay, he persuaded, and you know that this persuasio takes the dative, right? So here's our dative here. He persuaded the state okay, and what usually comes after persuade, a verb like persuadio? You see a persuadio, you see ut. Not indirect statement, indirect command. Okay, where's my command verbs? He persuaded exerent. Okay, and this sucker's subjunctive over here too. But I don't know that that's part of the... Yeah, it's like its own little deal. Okay, so he persuaded the state to do what? Yeah, to exit from their own borders with all of their troops. Okay, this persuadio also kind of sets up this indirect statement here. So it's like he persuaded them that it was very easy since they stood before, and this sucker takes the dative.
So this is after he persuaded them to leave their borders with their troops?
And then we're at sentence 2. Like he persuaded that it was easy. And then you got a cum causal in here. Since they stood before all in valor. Yep. To obtain the power. This also takes the dative. Of all of Gaul.